Good morning, class 12th Commerce, subject Economics, chapter number 8, Human Capital Formation, lecture number 2. So, in the previous lecture, we have discussed about physical capital, human capital, what is human capital formation, right? Okay, so now we'll proceed with the sources of human capital formation. What are the problems faced by human capital formation in India? Let's begin. See, first is sources of human capital formation. That means how human capital can be created in the country. What are the sources? First is expenditure on education. Expenditure on education, what does it imply? Expenditure on education. This means that more and more expenditure on the education will lead to human capital formation. Expenditure on the education is the most effective way of raising a productive workforce in the country. It is therefore a very important determinant of human capital formation. Most families decide to incur huge expenditure on education even when they have to raise loan. Why? Reason is that return on such expenditure are substantially large. You have seen that many people take education loan. Why? Because they know that once we complete our education, we'll be, well equipped with the resources, we'll be earning that much return so that we can repay the loan easily. So they prefer taking education loan. They prefer completing their education. They incur expenditure on education. So education enables an individual. Education enables an individual to make good living throughout his life. His total earnings during his lifespan would far exceed his initial expenditure on education. Whatever you have lost, whatever you have incurred, will be compensated once you are educated and start earning for yourself. Clear? So, expenditure on education makes human capital. One of the most important source of human capital is expenditure on education. Second is expenditure on health. That means incurring expenditure on the better health. You have heard the saying, a sound mind in a sound body. Expenditure on health makes a man more efficient. People work more efficiently and therefore they are more productive. The people who are not well, people who don't have good health, they are lethargic. They don't work efficiently. They are not productive as compared to the healthy people, as compared to the people who have sound body. So contribution to the production tends to rise if you have a sound mind and a sound body. And a healthy person will add more to the GDP than a sick person. So we can say that expenditure on health is an important determinant of human capital formation. आपकी एजुकेशन अच्छी होनी चाहिए, आपकी हेल्थ अच्छी होनी चाहिए. Only then you will be able to serve the country and you will be able to pay back your country. And these are the sources of human capital formation. Then comes on the job training. On the job training program. See, whenever any person is given any job, okay, training is necessary, because everybody has theoretical knowledge, everybody has done, have taken the degrees and all, everybody has done the bookish knowledge, everybody has read all the chapters, all the books, but there is a lack of training. So if the person is provided efficient training, on the job training, the person will contribute more to the organization. Fine. So on the job training help the workers to sharpen their skills. It enables them to raise the efficiency level, to raise the productivity level. Firms are always inclined to undertake on the job training program, because return on the enhanced productivity far exceeds the cost of training programs. Expenditure on training program therefore is another important determinant of human capital formation. You have seen that many IIT colleges, they provide off the job training program. Fine. Many IIMs, they provide the job training. Fine. Now you will see that many MNCs, they also provide on the job training program. So on the job training program are necessary so that you can introduce workplace to the employee, and employee can be well versed with the technologies, will be well versed with the surroundings. He will come to know in which environment he has to work. He'll come to know what type of job he has to do. He'll come to know to whom he is accountable to, what are his duties, what are the responsibilities. For all these things, on the job training program is must, because if the person don't know to whom he has to report, if the person don't know how to handle the machines, if the person don't know how to take the meetings, so what there will be chaos, there will be wastage of resources, wastage of time, wastage of money, and there will be no use, and everything will go in vain. There will be no proper formation of human capital. Then we have study program for adults. See, other than formal education, at the primary, secondary and university level, government and NGO organize study program for adults to make them proficient in their work areas. This enhances their productivity, serving as a source of human capital formation. Okay. Then we have migration. Migration is moving from one place to another place. Why do people move from one place to another place? In search of job, better job. Fine. In migration contributes to the human capital formation, as it facilitates utilization of inactive skills of the people. It facilitates better utilization of people, better utilization of skills. Migration involves cost of transportation from one place to another place, cost of living in different social environment. Now see, I am telling you, see, you are living here, okay, so you don't have that much cost of living. Fine, because ये हमारा अभी टाउन एरिया है, इन दिस एरिया कॉस्ट ऑफ लिविंग एक्सपेंसिव इतना नहीं होता है, ठीक है. अगर नाउ यू विल फाइंड कि अगर आप रेंट पे भी कोई घर लेते हो इन हेली मंडी पटौदी एरिया में, सो यू विल फील दैट रेंट इज लाइक 6,000. if you are taking proper house, so it is 6,000 7,000, that's it. For a proper house, I'm telling you that you have like 3 BHK, proper 3 BHK you have, and this rent is 6,000 7,000 max to max. Okay, but if you go to Gurgaon or if you go to Delhi, you will find that one room cost 12,000. In Pataudi Hilly Mandi, for 2 rooms, 1 hall, kitchen, you are paying just 6 to 7,000 for complete house. But in Delhi or Gurgaon, you will see that It is for one room, it is 10,000, 12,000, in fact 15,000 for one room. This is the rent. So your social life will differ. Your expenditure will differ. Your cost of living will differ from place to place. Now, if you will, now this is about Delhi or Gurgaon, I'm telling you. Now, if you move to Mumbai, वहाँ पे तो cost will be और ज़्यादा. Fine, cost will be more. Cost of migration will be more. So, if you are doing migration, fine, at proper place because of your job. So this will also lead to the human capital formation. I am telling you that if a person has done graduation from the local area, fine, and one person has done graduation from the top central university or from the best universities in the country, that person has migrated from the rural area to a best central university. So the student who is doing graduation from the local college, or another student is doing graduation from the best top universities, although he has migrated from his hometown to the best university place, and this migration will lead to a formation of better human capital. Fine. Then expenditure on information relating to job markets and educational institutions offering specialized skill is an important determinant of skill formation. It enables people to actualize their productive potential. Accordingly, the expenditure on information is another determinant of human capital formation. So briefly, human capital formation is promoted by investment on education and health, besides on the job training programs. Investment on migration and information relating to the availability of specialized skills and job markets also contributes to the human capital formation. So are you clear with the sources of human capital formation? Expenditure on education, expenditure on health, on the job training, study program for adults, migration, and expenditure on information. Clear? Okay. Let's move to the another topic. It is role of human capital formation. Now, अब हमने human capital बना ली है. We have studied how to make human capital. Now, okay, बना तो लिए हमने human capital. Our country has invested a lot in the human capital. Now, why? Why there is a need to create human capital formation? What is the role of human capital formation? Why are we discussing again human capital formation? Human capital formation. What will it lead to? It will lead to the change in emotional and material environment of growth. Fine. How it will lead to change in emotional and material environment of growth? Human capital generates change in the emotional and material environment of growth. Emotional environment becomes conducive to growth as people acquire growth-oriented attitude and aspirations. Material environment becomes helpful to growth as a society now possesses higher number of skilled and trained workers to implement the plans and programs of economic growth. Now see, once you will be mature, आप एक बार mature हो जाते हो, you know, now you become very practical towards life, you have a practical approach, you start earning, you start doing job, you know, your emotional values, your EQ level, emotional quotient level will change. Whatever the activities you are doing in your childhood days, you will not do when you will be of the age 24 or 25. Fine. Your emotional values will change, your emotional quotient will be changed, you will be more practical towards life. Fine. You will not cry for just small things. You will be like, Okay, ignore it. You will develop a practical approach. Why? Because now you have become growth oriented person. Now you just want growth in life. You want improvement in your personality. You will not curse other people out there. You will just keep ignoring stupidity and you will start focusing on yourself. And it is the best approach. Fine. Never count the fault of others. Just look at yourself and try to improve yourself. That's it. Develop that growth oriented approach. Once you get that approach of growth, nobody can stop you to get the success. Once you start improving yourself, nobody can stop you to get the success. So never curse people, never, take the people seriously, never take their talk seriously. Just you focus on yourself. You just focus how you can achieve better and better in life. Once we are versed with the better education, once we get the better opportunity in life, once we get the better environment, we'll be more focused. So human capital, once we have formed the better human capital, it will help in the emotional and material environment of growth. हायर प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ फिजिकल कैपिटल. अब एक बात बताओ, मशीन्स हैं, ठीक है, टूल्स हैं, फैक्ट्रीज हैं, अल्टीमेटली इनको शेप तो ह्यूमन बीइंग्स ही देते हैं ना. सो इफ ह्यूमन कैपिटल इज एफिशिएंट, there will be more productivity of physical capital, there will be more machines, there will be more engineering products. Fine. So human capital formation increases the productivity of physical capital. Specialized engineers and skilled workers can certainly handle machines better than others. It enhances productivity and accelerates the pace of growth. Then innovative skills. Human capital formation facilitates innovations. The undercurrent of growth and development. Larger the number of skilled and trained personnel, greater the possibilities of innovation in the area of production and related activities. Innovation is the lifeline of growth. We all know that. So, अगर हमारा ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज जो है, हमारे ह्यूमन कैपिटल जो है, हमने प्रॉपरली डेवलप कर ली है, सो हमारी कंट्री में बहुत ज्यादा इनोवेशंस होंगी. We'll be able to develop the innovation skills in the country. Fine. Then we have higher rate of participation and equality. By enhancing the productive capacity of labor force, human capital formation induces greater employment. This increases the rate of participation. Rate of participation, that means percentage of labor force participating in the process of production, or simply the percentage of employment of the existing labor force. Here the rate of participation degree, greater is the degree of economic and social equality in the society. जैसे जैसे rate of participation बढ़ेगा, वैसे वैसे ही economic and social equality बढ़ेगी society में. So there is a cause and effect relationship between human capital and economic growth. Most important question. How you can say that there is cause and effect relationship between human capital and economic growth? Here you have to answer that if there will be more human capital formation, there will be more economic growth. It is a chain effect. Human capital formation will increase the stock of human capital. It will lead to the better or efficient utilization of physical capital, and as a result there will be increase in productivity. Increase in productivity will lead to increase in GDP growth, and as there will be increase in GDP growth, there will be higher level of income, and higher level of income will lead to higher expenditure, and it will lead to the stock of human capital, and it will lead to the economic growth. So it is cause and effect relationship, right? It is given in your book. Please underline this topic. Most important question, that explain how there is a cause and effect relationship between human capital and economic growth. Okay, so we have done sources of human capital formation. We have done role of human capital formation. Last topic for today's lecture. Accordingly, there is serious deficiency of human capital formation in the primary sector. Okay. Rising population, that because of increase in population day by day, there is a serious problem of human capital formation in India. Rapidly rising population adversely affects the quality of human capital. Second is brain drain. The educated people, highly qualified people, they move from one country to another country. And this slows down the process of human capital formation in the domestic economy. Deficient manpower planning. Not enough efforts have been made to maintain the demand-supply balance of the ever-rising labor force in the country. As a result, India is facing an explosive problem related to the graduate unemployment. Insufficient on the job training in the primary sector. Primary sector is the backbone of Indian economy. Unfortunately, it has not received due attention in the area of professional skills. The traditional wisdom predominates in the primary sector, and that on the job training programs are highly scant, if not listless. Accordingly, there is a serious deficiency of human capital formation in the primary sector of the economy. So, rising population, brain drain, deficiency of human manpower planning, insufficient on the job training program, and low academic standards. Low academic standard means that in our enthusiasm to spread the higher education, we have been opening many universities, unmindful of their academic standards. Consecutively, we have a large army of half-baked graduates and postgraduates whose deficient skills only lowers the level of efficiency or productivity. This also impairs our competitiveness in the international market of human capital. Now you will find that there are many graduates, many postgraduates, but they don't have the appropriate skills. They don't have the caliber, they don't have the exact competencies, and that's why they lag behind. That's why international students or the foreign students get the best scholarships. So in case of physical capital formation, the change can be measured in units. But it is difficult in case of human capital formation. Can you measure the change in human capital formation in terms of any unit? No. But you can measure the change in physical capital formation in terms of units. This is because a large number of factors that impact productivity of human being are non-quantifiable. Further, it is difficult to identify a suitable scale of measuring human capital formation. So, today we have discussed the sources of human capital formation, problems of human capital formation, and role of human capital formation. Fine. So your homework is you will explain the difference between physical capital and human capital, and you will explain the sources of human capital formation. And in the next lecture, we shall try to wind up our chapter, and next lecture will be important because we'll discuss some of the data questions. So this was for today.